The flower that sang. The petal that spoke. Once upon a time, in a kingdom wrapped in mist and sunlight, there lived a young princess named Elira. She was not like other princesses, for she spent more time with plants than with people. From a young age, she could feel the emotions of flowers, the joy of a tulip in spring, the sorrow of a wilting lily, the laughter of sunflowers in the wind. One day, while walking barefoot in the royal gardens, Elira heard something she had never heard before. A whisper, soft and musical, came from a single blooming rose. She leaned in. "Follow the echo to the garden of truth," the rose said. Startled, Elira whispered back, "Who are you?" But the rose only repeated, "Follow the echo to the garden of truth." That night, she could not sleep. Moonlight pooled across her windowsill like silver milk, and she sat there, listening. In the distance, she heard it again. Not a voice, but a hum, like the sound of wind turning into words. The next morning, she followed that sound deep into the woods behind the castle, where no path was paved. Trees grew tall and slow there, and the air smelled like old dreams. There, floating above a pond of still water, she met a fairy, small as a hand, with wings like soft feathers and a light that shimmered with every color. "Are you the one who heard the rose?" asked the fairy. "I am," said Elira. "I am Faye, guardian of the Garden of Echoes," said the fairy. "Only those with a listening heart may enter. Will you follow me?" Elira nodded, and so began her journey. The flower that sang. The garden was quiet. Not the kind of quiet that comes from stillness, but the kind that lives deep in the heart, like the hush of snow falling or the moment before a dream begins. Princess Elira stood in the very center of the Garden of Echoes, where the oldest tree grew. Its bark shimmered like soft silver, and its branches reached the sky as if trying to hold the stars. Around her, every flower she had ever spoken to was blooming, glowing faintly in the moonlight. Beside her floated Faye, the little fairy who had guided her from the first whisper to this final moment. "You've done it," Faye said gently. "You've listened to every voice, healed every sorrowed blossom, and brought peace where silence once hid pain." Elira closed her eyes and breathed in the garden's scent. She had heard many stories in this place. Petals that whispered memories of the past, leaves that carried long-forgotten lullabies, roots that hummed with ancient love. But now, something had changed. The garden was not whispering anymore. It was singing. Soft and slow, the song grew. Not with words, but with feeling. A song of peace, of love, of everything Elira had come to understand. Faye turned to her, eyes filled with tears like dew. "The garden is no longer only for echoes. It is alive again because of you. You listened. You cared." At that moment, a final blossom opened. It was the first rose, the one that had whispered to her so long ago. But this time, it didn't speak a riddle or call her forward. It simply said, "Thank you, Princess Elira." Then, the rose shimmered and lifted gently into the air. It floated into Elira's hands and became a crown, not of gold, but of soft petals, woven with light. "Will I be queen now?" Elira asked softly. "No," Faye smiled. "You will be something greater." And in the days that followed, Elira left the castle. She planted flowers in every forgotten corner of the world. She listened to the lonely and the lost, and she taught people to hear the soft voices of the earth again. People called her many names: the Princess of Petals, the Garden Heart, the Silent Singer. But in the garden, she was simply Elira, the girl who listened. And high above the world, in a hidden garden where the wind hummed and flowers sang, the fairy Faye watched over her friend, smiling, always.